Okay, hello and welcome. I'm Jestana and we are playing Final Fantasy XIV today. And yes, we are playing Jestana, my miqo'te Arcanist. She's finished the first 2 dungeons you unlock and has one more dungeon to do. But before we do that, I'm going to finish her job quest or class quest. I forget which it is. The Arcanist quest. You gotta log in, all that fun stuff. Come on, go. There we go. Okay. Something going on with my headphones. I've been having trouble with my hearing, so that's not helping. Anyway, so we did the first 2 dungeons, hence the gear. The gear she's wearing is drops from the dungeons. So we are going to go to the Arcanist Guild and do the last, there's 3 quests left. Yeah. I'm not getting anything at all. that the microphone is working. Arcanist plus prospect. But before that, we had been working with an assessor as part of the Arcanist Guild, and we confronted a group that was suspected of smuggling and attracting other ships from the mother history of our assessor, and basically we had they could say it once the practice things that they in the process, the butthole who was captaining the ship, there's his call. My headphones are screwing up on me. I had trouble with them the other day, too. I don't want to have to buy new headphones. So the microphone on my headphones is working, but not the headphones themselves. Great. Anyway, he tossed her grimoire, which is what we use to focus our casting, overboard. Acting Guildmaster Silvergem appears unusually distressed. Greetings, Jestana. In case such doubts fill your mind, you should know that I am ever willing to lend an ear if you find your thoughts troubled. At the very least, I would have you know this, because it seems that Kalia does not. The Foreseer has been missing since this morning. There have been other times when she has disappeared, without a word, but we have always been able to find her. Alas, that is not the case this day. Were the Guildmaster here, he could deduce her whereabouts with nary a moment's concentration. I find myself beginning to wonder if those who devote themselves overmuch to our catamount are more prone to bouts of wanderlust. So while I might wish to ponder further such oddities and characters, we must need to organize a search party. Would you be so kind as to make inquiries in Hawker's Alley? It is not uncommon for Kalia's wanderers to take a path through the market. I mean, they're right by the Arcanist Guild, so not a surprise. Off we go. Hello. You think of miqo'te agent of Mel's Gate? Why, yes, I have seen her. Spoke with her, in fact. She was, however, apprehended by the Yellow Jackets. The assessor was grilling me for details about a Kikiran smuggling ring based in Elport, but then the soldiers arrived and took her away. If you wish to know her face, it is best to speak with Grenade of the Coral Tower. Okay. Marauders. This is where we met Merwood. If you start as Marauder, this is where you return. Oh, here we go. You. Foreseer Kalia? Yes, we brought her in to question you regarding the reappearance of the pirate Dosmaga. A member of the Arcanist Guild, are you? Then I see no reason to conceal the nature of our discourse. Perhaps you are already aware of this, but the Foreseer was once held captive by that rabid sea dog. Few pirates sink to such depths of depravity as Dosmaga. It has been 6 years now since he was exiled from his lament for engaging in the worst kind of black market trading. And now the villain has returned. He is, however, both cunning and cautious and continues to evade our troops. Thus, we hope to borrow the knowledge of Forseer Kalia, whose experiences have given her an intimate familiarity with the way that the scoundrel operates. At least that was our intent. After running a barrage of questions from the assessor, we found ourselves instead providing the details of our search. If you wish to speak with Forseer Kalia, I imagine she has already returned safely to your guild. So we're a few steps behind her. Back you go. Work. Okay, now I'm getting sound, but I have to hold it in a weird position. Back already? You would like to believe she had returned here? I'm afraid not. So the Yellow Jackets told you something of her history with Dosmagod, did they? Perhaps it would be best if I told you the entire tale. Dosmagod's banishment was the result of a surprise inspection that revealed his involvement in an underground slave trade. The assessor that set aboard the pirate's merchant ship spoke of finding dozens of unwashed unfortunates crammed into that squalid hold. Among these prisoners was a young miqo'te destined for some black market auction block. Though Kalia was initially too terrified to even speak, the guildmaster brought her out of her fearful daze with the gift of an initiate's grimoire. Yes, the self-same tome that she has carried her entire career. Of course, did you not mention that Kalia's grimoire was thrown into the sea? There are rumors that a Kakiran merchant of ill repute has retrieved the black market goods the crew of the Morning Star heaved into the ocean. Even now, he gloats over his salt-encrusted catch in the airport. It is entirely possible that the Forseer's most prized possession was caught up in the Kirkiran salvage net. I have no doubt now that Kalia has reached the same conclusion. To airport with you, Jestana. That is where you will find our wayward assessor. Okay, figured out a way that I can actually hear the sound without having to hold the damn thing with one hand. Airport. That's what I'm yeah. When so many variables are involved. But there's good news. This prisoner here was kind of hesitant for a simple trader who salvaged the morning that again in cargo. We didn't use this music home matching the description of my lost grimoire. Momentum law and the causes of Melbourne would support the concentration with the message with a simple inspection, but alas, my principal ones do not follow that definition. Thus, I intend to launch an unofficial event against Louis' black market here at its training. The peddler has already departed for Candlekeep Quay. It is time I gathered to meet such allies as I possess, and I count you as one of them, Jestana. Despite the nature of this endeavor, Mr. Thurbajim has offered me her cooperation. If you would, pray join her at O'Shaunton Bridge. That is where we shall ambush this disreputable Kikirin. Okay. So, O'Shaunton Bridge is a reference to one of the 12 deities of Eorthia. And actually, O'Shaun is the deity that I chose for my very first character, Jestana. He is the Wanderer, and when I read the description of him, I was like, well, that seems fitting for a character that loves to travel around doing good, so that's why I picked him. The patron deity for Little Minsa is Linlane, and she's called the Navigator, so you can imagine why a nation-state of pirates would worship Linlane. Sana's deity is Nalzal, the traders, and it's more because I hadn't ever picked Nalzal for a character before, so I was like, well, let's remedy that. Can we keep quiet? Off we go. I know, I could have teleported, but this is cheaper. Up here. Okay. Time to run. And we're now at O'Shaunton Bridge. I'm not sure why it's called that. Okay. Yay. Greetings, Jestana. Your arrival completes our small company. You are equipped for battle, I trust? We need not await Clea's arrival. Once the Pixian appears on the bridge, we spring our ambush. The strategy for trapping our target relies on the two allies we have concealed on the other side of the ravine. This pincer maneuver was, naturally, the Foreseer's idea. As for the target himself, the Pixian is known as a careful and cautious fellow who travels with a small retinue so as to avoid attracting attention. But do not be fooled. More bodyguards follow at a distance and will likely join the fray after hostilities ensue. Do not, however, expect any assistance from the Yellowjackets. They cannot be seen aiding us in what amounts to a personal matter, but they are willing to turn a blind eye for Kalia's sake. In any case, the Foreseer's tactics account for our limited numbers and individual strength. Victory is all but assured. Now, let us take up our positions and wait for the Kikirin to arrive. Just remembered I hadn't done this. How am I supposed to fight if I don't have my carbuncle out? This. Okay. Right, over here. I mean, I could probably summon it once the duty has started, but why wait? Okay, so this means that, because we are level 31, we're above the maximum allowed level for this solo duty, so we will be synced down to level 24. So we will only have abilities available to us up to level 24. Anything that we would get after 24, we can't use. And the same thing happens in the dungeons. got the secure. Think for a moment what would happen to a grimoire that's been in the sea. Well executed, everyone. Were you able to retrieve my grimoire? Jestana, pray hand over the tome. Here you go. It's ruined. My wonderful grimoire is ruined. Probability of repairing this degree of damage is 0%. Even the most brilliant strategy cannot confuse such ravaged of seawater. Never felt so defeated. Believe it is time I returned home. B for B. But how can I? He's right, Jestana. You must allow Kalia time to process the loss. And you have other matters to which you must attend. Come, Jestana, it is time we return to the guild as well. Yeah. Okay. Back to the Solemnissa we go. quite the victory we imagined, was it? The moment Kalia beheld her soaked and tattered Wormlar, you could see the light of hope die in her eyes. There is, however, something we can do. I'll call on your aid soon, but in the meantime, you'd be well served in keeping your knowledge of Arcanist. Oh, that is an upgrade. These are all upgrades. Okay. We'll do that. Because I only have the chest, gloves, pants, and boots. I didn't get the helmet drops, so there is one of them. Hunting Guildmaster Division would have your assistance in tracking down his servant somewhat. Oh? You can cast about Kalia's condition, but for here is unchanged. She walks about as all the joy in life has been loosed from her soul. I believe the only one who can keep an eye on things that she first knew was the first test, perhaps a Guildmaster, and though I am leery of the coincidence, the man himself has at long last his father. Should you seek out his last conversation, it is almost a mistake. And even should you catch him, you need not need to speak with you. No fool as it is necessary to him. Travel to Memorous trading post in Upper Lenosha and speak with anyone who might have seen the Guildmaster. Oh, and one more thing. Though he prefers us not to use it for some inexplicable reason, our leader's name is Kiritia. So that name alone tells me that he is a miqo'te as well. And Kiritia means that he's a seeker of the sun miqo'te. Because of the naming convention, male miqo'te for seekers of the sun are either a tia or a nun. And nun, N-U-N-H, means that he is the leader of the group, the clan. And basically like father to them. Sometimes in a little sense, but not always. But the fact that he's a tia means that he is not leader of the group. Considering his eccentricity, I'm not surprised. So I can get that last target for my hunt log while I'm here. I don't know if I've even actually been to Upper Lenosha, Jestana. I don't think I have. I haven't needed to. I meant to come up here last week when I was unlocking the dungeon and then I completely forgot. No, I had not. Okay. Cool. Double checking where we're going to use. Okay. Double checking where to find all the targets. Okay, we don't talk to either of these guys. We do talk to this guy. But these ritual has the icon over his head. Evening, miss. I was the one that sent word to your guild about spotting your leader. It's a right rare sight to see Karitzkia roaming about. Has made the way to Salao. Lucky he was eager to speak with the scholars who lived out there. Oh my god, someone has their carbuncle mouth. I'm jealous. You have to buy that from the store. This guy is a hunt target, but his icon is blue, so not going to attack. So we actually need to go in here. Hello there. Why, yes, I did receive a visit from a gentleman identifying himself as the Arcanist Guildmaster, an odd fellow, but obviously possessed of a well-rounded education. As it so happens, he bid me pass on a message to anyone who came searching for him. Reunited, the 3 slips of parchment hold the problem to the solution. The Guildmaster mentioned the slips of parchment are concealed among the bones of the louse. I suppose you were expected to search for them. That needs to go up, because the bones of the louse are up here. But there are also kobolds up here. I don't know if they will attack me. We'll go over here. There it is. Here. Right there. Okay. And now we go back down. Ow, man. This guy, or gal, I don't even know for sure if this is a guy or a girl. Wait. Oops. Side ring, so I'm assuming a guy. Have we tracked down the 3 slips of parchment? Torn parchment slips. Both sides are filled with letters and markings, unlike any you have seen in any Northia. Interesting to actually exist. To be perfectly honest, I thought you had been sent on a wild photo chase. Let's have a look at these, shall we? Well, pendant ancient Alaga, no less. Fortunately for you, I have a passing familiarity with the script. Seek at the box at Fool Falls. Death to dig for your wooden audience. Claim the secret from the opened heart. The most cryptic set of instructions, I must say. Do you intend to follow them? This guildmaster of yours certainly enjoys his games. So my question is, if he's not even actually leading the guild, why is he still the guildmaster? Why not just make Turbidem the guildmaster and we can do whatever he's doing? So Full Falls is over here. It's even on the map. But it's not so easy to get there. There we go. These are the stairs down. I mean, I could have gotten down that other way, but then I would have had to back over. Okay. Let's go ahead and get oh, there's one more. There we go. And I think I already took it out. Wooden box. Wooden box. Great. And Thunder has their own, If they're empty to receive, until the same person will go, before the winner is not used to the desired go. Yes. Funny miqo'te dance? Honey dance? You dance, honey dance too? And dancing again. Ah, now that was most entertaining. I must have something to amuse me during those little jaunt back to civilization, you understand? Based on my evaluation of your abilities, however, I calculated that you would arrive at this point somewhat earlier. You balked at the dancing, didn't you? I never expected you to be shy. So shy. Another variable to add to your list of characteristics. I keep extensive mental notes of all the guild members, you see? As an Arcanist, it was a simple matter to engineer events so that I might talking to face to face. After all, strategy is a tool used to manipulate one situation into the desired reality. I wonder why that sounds familiar. And I do so enjoy seeing others dance in the palm of my hand, as it were. Here, you may have this little bit of payment for your performance. So you might consider talking to Lord Clea. That is the reason you sought me out, was it not? Before you give Clea the grimoire, however, I must insist that you dance for her. I will know if you don't. All this banal interaction has simply exhausted me at the time I returned to my studies. You, on the other hand, should travel forthwith to the anchor yard in Tuscaloosa. Be well, Jestana. We shall meet again. I'm 100% certain of it. Master Guild Master. Okay. Alright, so let's go. I hope you recognize the style of it. Bro, he was exactly in his mind. Just in a different color. Far away from any internet charge. Handle. My mind is on memory of whirlwind of my abilities and things and counterattack, and that was not such excitement. This is how one used to be, and that's how it always will be from now on. You can't even give her the grimoire without dancing. We always went for dancing. What the hell is it for? You've met with our guildmaster, haven't you? Yes. That would explain your odd behavior. We both enjoy seeing you having fun with unexpected acts of frivolity. But what could have spurred our reticent guildmaster to speak to you in person? You gave your grimoire to give to me? I'm planning. It's identical to the film I received the first time I ever met her leader. You had my thanks, Jestana. Guildmaster's complex games and no doubt I understand the troubles and trials the liquid put you through before deeming you worthy of his attention. With this gift, however, his message to me is abundantly clear, and to shape reality into the one I desire. That means defeating Jestana. My mind is alive at all strategy. I must have time to think. So, for me to speak to general character and defeat it. Yep. Consider it one of the memory that most people wouldn't want because it is the problem. Julia has recovered from her discomfort, which is wonderful news, and we have you to thank for it. It is unfortunate, however, that both Julia and her children herself and their descendants have developed personalities. Though we can trust that she is and have an instant explanation. It has continued to hope that its partnership continues to gradually tear these bonds apart. The sincere training of Jestana also tell you about the demanding tactics Julia is sure to formulate in the days ahead. Has instructions for you from Foreseer Kalia. I've been expecting you, Jestana. As ever, Kalia's predictions prove accurate almost down to the moment, and her mind is especially sharp with such a dangerous confrontation in the offing. The Yellow Jackets have contacted us with words of Dosnaga. It appears his merchant vessel is presently anchored off the coast of Bloodshore. Once the pirate's business there is concluded, rumor has it that he intends to embark on an extended voyage to the east. It will be some time before he returns once more to Luminsa. If we pass up this opportunity, Kalia will lose her chance to settle the score with Dosnaga, when we risk the Foreseer stumbling once more into blackest melancholy. Simply getting close enough to Dosnaga will prove difficult. Kalia has, however, already formulated a solution and has set her grand strategy into motion. The first task in this undertaking is to travel to Costa del Sol and deliver this set of directions to a fisherman by the name of Rilston. More instructions will be forthcoming. Okay, so this is basically the last of the Arcanist quest. Again, it would have been quicker to teleport, but it's cheaper to take the ferry. And look at that! That looks familiar, doesn't it? So the character that the ship is named for, that big ship here, you don't even meet her until you finish, until you get to the post in the queue quest for Reborn. So, long way away. No way I'm gonna get that far before the event is over. And there is a new event that will start next week, and it basically celebrates the anniversary of FF14. That's fine. No, nothing wrong with that. Love it. Oh my gosh. Are you looking for read the rap? He's so cute! You have to unlock fishing. I already know that. You get it from ocean fishing. In order to do ocean fishing, you need to become a fisher. And fishing is annoying. I only do it for the completionist of fishing. Okay. yes, and how am I to help you? Master Gazaru is expecting instructions any moment now. Fresh herring. Herring still fresh and still flaps with fins, and its final footprints have to propel itself to attack. So through the air and back to the sweet salt water it once called home. Why did they have to describe it that way? Why did I have to read that? Fresh herring. My master does enjoy a bite of boiled fish of a morning. This might even earn me a few extra coins for this week's wages. Well, you have earned yourself one of my homemade eel pies. I should tell you, though, your Arcanist colleague was quite insistent that they take the pie to Master Gazaru rather than scoff it down himself. Aww. Apparently, eel pie is really good. I have never had it myself. So, I don't know if we got to meet Master Gazaru before then. Keep this guy in mind. He's a wild fellow. And he has two female miqo'te. He likes female miqo'te. And what brings you to my end, I use this term facetiously, humble abode, dear madam. Such a heavenly aroma. Are you perchance carrying an eel pie about your person? How commendable they should research the delicacies that tickle my fancy before daring to intrude upon my most ponderous of ponderings. Speaking of ponderous, well, I have a hefty price of guilt to persuade you to relinquish your claim on that page. The culinarian opening owner would have you believe her homemade eel pie is far more delicious than Mother Moon's grown famous handmade eel pie. One moment, if you will. I have been instructed by an Melbourne State Assessor to hand over this message to whoever delivers an eel pie to Master Gazaru. Take the pledge you received from Master Gazaru and hand it to the damsel Elskip as she prepares to return home. Okay. Okay. Right. Okay. Yes, if you're looking for a dancer, then I first see your point. I've reached up to the feet in no head voice and I don't have. Headway first, the weather is still bursting with skill. Oh my, that is much first, my precious flowers, but like things this week. And such a simple job as well. I'm supposed to expect you, you see. In return for the coin, I give you these. The leather satchel is from your miqo'te friend, and the pareo is from me. That last I needed to deliver to Shiroko, the warehouse foreman. There's an event going on where you can get that guy, but I'm not doing it. No, I'm just on it. I have them all on Jestana. I still have to tool over it though. Got no time for the likes of you. If I don't get my work squared away soon, the master will have me out on a fight. Got some for me these days? Well-worn pareo, a colorful cotton undergarment worn for countless summers by the dancer Elskip. Hey, no, ain't this elegant pareo? That was what they last had someone be bringing me a gift, but I couldn't refuse and hit me with a pitchfork if they weren't telling God's own truth. Here, you're supposed to have this bottle of wine. Take it to the Flying Shark and pour a cup for the sailors who ordered drink in there. That's what she told me to tell you, and he wrote out I'd watch your back if I was you. The last them sailors are the meanest bunch of cutthroats I ever did see. here. You want me to taste your wine, eh? Well, now I ain't one to pass up free wine. Wine so old, no one will like to remember when it was bottled. The port will be Himalayan steaks, now that's a bloody fine. Now if we ship this stuff to the east, we'll be filling bottles by the crate. He's coming with us back to the Morning Star. The captain will want to have a word with you. Are you aboard? Yes. There's a good laugh. And as for you, Miss Spencer, you stick close to older screw. You get damn cold of them long sea voyages. What? Huh. Been looking around for something. Fine grog and a fine woman. The captain will be pleased with this haul. Crazy method. So this is the most expedient method of gaining access to a ship. I will take that pressure from you now. You may have it back after I take the items I need. Okay. Hey, what mischief are you two about? That was quick. I was merely borrowing some clothes. You wouldn't wish me to catch a chill with some brisk ocean air, would you? You'll be dancing yourself warm once we get you on the ship, lass. Better slip off that ratty rope before you meet the captain. Of course, of course. I love it. And she's only wearing her regular clothes. I'll be happy to film the performance that awaits. Ah, the magic of video games. The spit mode laptop, come back for that lesson, have ye? It is I who shall be teaching this day. My lecture will focus on the manipulation of reality to apply strategy. Enough of this damn yapping. By the time I'm done with you, you'll remember who your real master is. and it'll turn. Oh, that doesn't matter enough. It is a strategy that will win this. It's your strategy that will win this battle. Prepare yourself, Jestana. With your defeat, where I cast off the shackles imposed on my soul. Think so, eh? Think your fancy magic for a maximum blade? You've got another thing coming. Now faces defeat. He will flee to the starboard rail. Obvious. Next comes the attempt to escape into the sea. You think you're pulling me strings, do you? Think I'll dance to your tune? Well, I ain't falling for your bloody tricks. If it's up to forward, he knows it's the old jacket I had you covered in my explicit instructions to real Bill. What? Especially for you. That's the fisherman. Today's lecture. Thank you, Jestana. This strategy would not have succeeded without your flawless execution. This suggests that my tactics could require more work. One must allow for some small deviation in performance. I believe, however, that I know and understand where my calculations went awry. Not enough to wish for this value, but myself still have a complete understanding. Understanding, in reality, one witness to obtain. It is time I sought out as his master. Right. Wait. What? Oh. Congratulations, Mr. Surbiton, my fondest wishes and my appreciation for all that you've done for me. The true test of my strategies now begins. Bye. I don't know who wrote this quest line, but I really enjoy it. Because it shows with the taking control over the ask you, but first, I have to talk to you from the planet. The veil drifted down the southern rim of the second, still typically suffocated aura. The original owner needs her costume back, you see? I'll make sure everything is returned safe and sound. Now, let's speak of Kuya. I'm glad to know that she has finally freed herself to pursue her heart's desire. You are to thank for awakening the Force years for herself with imposed patterns. The brilliance of Kuya's strategy serves to blind her to her own feelings, and it only here suffer so. Your example may even encourage Kuya to improve her combat abilities, although such will surely come in time. After all, she intends to study under the Guildmaster's direct instruction. Imagine those two obsessive arcanists and the complexity of the tactics they will develop. It may very well be that your actions and union together will prove the catalyst that sparks a new era of invention in the art of Arcanist. You too should look to the improvement of your discipline if you are to keep pace with all that's certain to follow. To that end, I offer you a new technique, one that allows you to more readily drive back your foe on the battlefield. That initial spell. Untime at level 30. So now we go to Ulda. So first, this is a lovely shade of blue, but it doesn't match Jestana's aesthetic. Available for 10 minutes. Ooh, a different route. Oh, it's been a while since I've had this one. determine which direction I'll take you. You ain't here for the ale. Are you called Jestana Silvercoat by any chance? No one sent word that you'd be reporting for duty. Selfie made a point of calling me the original at the moment. That ain't no small phrase coming from her. So you didn't come all the way here to listen to my prattle. Sounds like you're eager to get started, so let's talk focus, shall we? The petitioner ought to be arriving any moment now. God's almighty, another second under that sun and I would have been set afire. A tankard of ale, if you would be so kind. Excellent timing, Papa Sean. It just so happens the adventurer who will be handling your petition is here. I will say that if you're playing a Rogadin, particularly a max height male Rogadin, this is a hilarious scene because they're both so tiny and the male Rogadin is like up here. So they're like craning their heads way back and the Rogadin has his chin in his chest basically. So this winsome lass is the much lauded adventurer. She's marvelous. A pleasure to make your acquaintance, lady. I am Papa Sean, formerly of the Sultan's Sworn. I thank you for agreeing to lend us your aid. So, the Sultan's Sworn are basically the personal guards of the Sultana. We talked to one of them briefly to get the quest that sent us back to, Winslow Mensa. Mayhap you'd like to appraise Jestana of your mission? Yes, of course. The petition in question was submitted by an acquaintance of mine at Amadina and Sons Mineral Concern. It relates to an unfortunate development at Copperbell Mines. To be plain, giants have seized control of the place. These giants are of the clan known as the Hecatonacheres, fearsome creatures who were sealed within the deepest depths of the mines during the bygone Thorn Dynasty. Alas, it seems they have managed to break through the layer of rock which served to imprison them, and now prowl the tunnels where the miners ply their trade. The creatures are justifiably angry about their treatment at the hands of our ancestors, and their presence has forced the suspension of all mining activities on the site. It's no wonder they're angry. Didn't the Thorn Dynasty come to an end over 300 years ago? And these giants are still there? You know your history well, my lady. The people of that age used the Hecatonacheres to work their mines. By way of enchanted hounds, they were able to bind the ferocious creatures to their will. But as is oft the way in such tales, these enchantments eventually failed, and the slaves are set against their masters. In a desperate bid to contain the unbridled fury of the Hecatonacheres, our ancestors induced the collapse of the mine's lowermost levels. So it was that the great giant revolt was ended, buried beneath 100,000 tons of rock. Well now, that's got me thinking. I seem to recall there being an article about Copperbell in Metro Eye a fortnight or so ago. It just said the mines were being reopened so as to meet the rising demand for building materials. Like it's not our boys dug a bit too deep and freed the giants. So instead of a Balrog, they freed giants. That's not good. God, so think the poor creatures are still alive and kicking after their centuries. That's a long time to nurse a grudge. They must be seething. Indeed, and that makes them a danger to us all. There'll be no mining at Copperbell so long as they remain. For the sake of both peace and prosperity, they must be subdued. This is the task which we would have you undertake. I'll not deny that the mission will be rife with danger, but our need is great, and so I beg you, put an end to this sorry business. Okay. God bless you after you might have reservations, but I assure you it is for the best. In case you don't know, Copperbell mines are in western Thailand. Do take care, you hear? Ah, and one last thing before you depart. An employee of Amandina and Sons was personally at the quicksand. The fellow's name is Painted Mesa, and he knows Copperbell mines well. It might behoove you to seek his counsel. This guy. Hello. Looking for Painted Mesa? You found him. So you're the adventurer who volunteered to deal with the mess out of Copperbell, are you? You've got guts, miss. I just hope you've got skills to go with them, because things ain't pretty down there. That Hecatonacheres left the place in a right state, but nary a week after mining resumed. I don't know if you know this, but Copperbell was old when the Second Old Dynasty was still young, and it was abandoned centuries ago. If it hadn't been for the shortage of materials needed for the rebuilding effort, the concern would never have thought to reopen it. We knew full well about the giants beforehand, but the project went ahead anyway. I mean, nothing could possibly survive being buried under a mountain's worth of rocks for 3 centuries, right? Wrong! Our miners dug up more than they bargained for. One swing of the pickaxe too many, and they found themselves in the company of giants. Unless we could subdue them, the nation's glorious recovery will grind to a halt for want of aught to build with. The stone torches are keeping watch over the entrance in case the giants fancy some sunlight or fresh air. One of them will be able to show you the way in. The hope of the nation's resting on you, friend. Best of luck. Front door. This door. Okay. Rather than take the chocobo, we're gonna do this because it actually here. And then teleport to Horizon. Stupid fly. You fly, don't bother me. Well, this looks great. Hello. There's been an incident inside Copperbow Mines. We are here to ensure that its effects are contained, but for your own safety, I suggest you stay well away from here. What? You're the adventurer who's volunteered to quell the Hexilionist shares? I didn't think that Papa Sean would be able to find someone so quickly, if at all. The giants are content to wreak havoc inside the mines for now, but it's only a matter of time before they think to come outside. The sooner you see to them, the better. Make ready as best you can, and enter at will. Right, there's people here. I forgot. Hi! We found Dolores Bear and his entire party dead. The giants were thorough in their work. Judging by their tracks, it would seem they tried to rush forward of the creatures. I cannot say for sure what drove an experienced crew like theirs to throw caution to the wind, but I do have my suspicions. We are all our own worst critics, and our desire to better past achievements can rob us of good sense. Thus do we become more given to recklessness. While it is important to have goals, one must not fixate upon them to the exclusion of all else. Do so, and one will surely pay the price, as Dolores Bear and his comrades did this day. I have been an adventurer for long years and borne witness to many a pivotal moment in history. Though the times may have changed, the essence of our trade has not. Adventuring has ever been a quest for self-betterment through challenges freely faced, and ever shall it remain so. As an adventurer becomes more experienced, he will naturally acquire a love of justice and an understanding of the spirit of self-sacrifice. Such experience cannot be measured in any tangible way, yet it most assuredly has shaped who we are, grounded as it is in the decisions we have made on our journey and their consequences, good or ill. I sense a light within you, young one, and it tells me that you are destined for greatness. Well, thank you. Okay, let's go ahead and queue for Copperbell Mine. I forgot he's an old dude. So yeah, that's 2 adventuring groups down, just doing dungeons. The group with Aver and Edda, and keep her in mind as well. And they disbanded after Aver died. Because honestly, from what they were saying, it sounds like he didn't stay with his group, so kind of his fault. And then now the group with Dolores and Bear and the miqo'te Lancer and Lalafell, I think it was a thaumaturge. Well, the Lalafell was wearing a robe anyway. So I guess it's to show just how dangerous adventuring can be. And yes, I am running this way for a reason. I have to buy new headphones. Work with these things for now. But eventually they're not gonna work. Except for microphone. And maybe not even that. Obviously, if you start in Ulda, you have all of these unlocked already. Well met, traveler. This way. Because all these zones are connected, and Central America itself is that whole portion that's all an island, but you can take a ferry to get off the island, and it will actually take you to Ulda. I know I haven't been here before. Yay! It's in Zenaland. You will eventually have to come this way, so I thought get a head start and actually pick up the Chocobo quarter and Interite while I'm waiting for a group. Will be helpful later on. So this is more just keep me occupied while I'm waiting for the queue. on the mini-map. It'll take us back to Camp Drybone, and the only quarter that connects to this one is the one from Camp Drybone. This one here. Now let's go back. Cool off and go back there. But that's redundant. There we go. Okay, third dungeon in a row. Far enough, they will run back like those two are going now. The rest of you feel better on it. Now you fast. Ready when you are. Unfortunately, there is not an elevator to give me the opportunity to actually save the next life, because why do we even have that level? Obviously, if I was doing a completed sport, I would have to do all of the things myself. I know the next required that one. Okay. We need to report the Painted Mesa. 35. So you would think I have to go pick up a new quest for Arcanist. But there isn't a quest on him alone. Because we need to progress a little further down the queue to get to the next quest. The Conqueror of Copperbell returns! Thanks to you, our mining operations can resume, and Ulda will have the materials she needs to rebuild. Tarnation's in your debt, friend. I'll share the good tidings with Papa Sean the next time I see him. As for you, you'll want to report to miqo'te. It'll do the woman well to see you alive and in one piece. Yep. No! What? Shut your mouth, you thieving little swine. You stole from me. Don't even think to deny it. What a sweet fool. I didn't steal nothing. Papa bought this paper with my own coin. What rot, you refugees are all the same. Couldn't afford maggoty mole meat, much less a choice cut of dodo. I'm going to say it one more time. Get back what you stole, or I'll make you wish stole, or I'll make you wish you'd never set foot in this town. By rights, I should turn you over to the brass blades, you know, help keep the streets safe for law-abiding citizens. But I'm a reasonable man. If you agree to serve me in whatever capacity I require, authorities ain't hear of your crimes. Gross. I am not explaining what he means by that, because you should be able to figure it out yourself. But there's nothing wrong. 12 is no witness. No one standing up. Please, adventurer, help me, I beg of you. I swear on my mother's grave I didn't kill nothing. I fought this with the coin I saved. I only wanted to treat my children to a decent meal. And who the hell are you when you're at home, this dog's master? I've had enough of this mummer's frost. You lot, teach them a lesson. For an adventurer. Stop bloody confident being giving me a hand, will you? Bugger. I think you've had enough for this. Hey, where the hell do you think you're going? Think you can adventure like the grass over? Huh? Not again. swear there are more refugees than when I last looked. And you wouldn't be mistaken. But it's been 5 years of the calamity. Why are they coming here now? Excuse me. Sorry. It's simple, really. While a number of hamlets survived the immediate aftermath of the calamity, many were no longer able to support their communities. The residents found their lands had either been rendered barren or cut off from trade routes, and problems like those aren't easily solved. So they tried to make the best of it. It was only a matter of time before they were forced to abandon their homes and seek a new life in the city. I see. But the calamity affected the whole realm, didn't it? Is the same thing happening in the other cities? If the talk is true, yes. Though perhaps our situation is more pronounced. Ul'dah has a reputation for being prosperous, so it's natural that the refugees would try their luck here first. My heart goes out to them, it truly does. But I'd be lying if I said that I wasn't apprehensive. I hope their presence doesn't foment lawlessness in the city. Well, if things do take a turn for the worse, we always have the immortal flame. I dare say the brass blades would welcome their help. The heroes who fought the Garlean Empire patrolling the streets for riffraff? You may well come to that. Impoverished and desperate as they are, you may be sure that some of the refugees will turn to crime. You know what this place is like. If you've no coin, you've no hope. What will become of our city? Not all refugees are bad, mind you. Some are able to find employment and lead honest lives. Dodo tenderloins! Get your dodo tenderloins! Guaranteed cheapest in Thanalan! Thank you for your custom, madam. Please come again. Looking around, you'd think that Ul'dah was well on its way to recovery. But peer through the veil of prosperity and you'll see no end to misery and suffering. Yep. So, she was telling the truth. Madam, are you alright? Yes. Where? What now? You mean to threaten a defenseless citizen? You were threatening a defenseless citizen. What? Saw her bite that meat, you say? That's absurd. Aye, as did I. Leave the poor woman alone, you damnable vultures. Who said that? I will overlook this, but just this once. God bless you, adventurer. If you hadn't come along when you did, who knows what the monster might have done. I don't bear thinking about. I was a selfless hero, I see. Huh? It has been a while, adventurer. Couple weeks, yeah. I have been watching you closely ever since you flew out of Linsula Minsa. You discharged your duty as the Admiral's personal envoy with admirable humility, and you have displayed unfaltering courage in the face of danger ever since. Whensoever you came upon those in need, you gave them succor with no thought of personal gain. In summary, you have demonstrated all of the qualities we seek in an adventurer. Huh? For reasons I cannot well explain, your every deed seems invariably to serve the general good, whether you mean it to or not. It is a happy knack, and one which speaks volumes for your character. Yet for all your admirable qualities, it is your gift which intrigues me most. I speak of the visions you experienced, visions like the one you had here mere moments ago, if I am not mistaken. I can provide you with the means to understand them. An acquaintance of mine is blessed with the self-same talent. And see, if you so desire, I can introduce you to her. She and I fight for a common cause, a cause which would greatly benefit for your support. If you would agree to lend us your strength, we should be glad to do all within our power to aid you in your personal endeavors. Think on my offer a while. Should you decide to accept, pray speak with Momodi. The proprietress of the quicksand is a close friend and ally of ours. Inform her that you have been chosen by the Scions of the Seventh Dawn, and she will tell you where to find us. So wait, she's been watching me all this time? Kinda creepy. Seems like that becoming ever more common, I'm afraid. Don't worry though, if you work hard, you'll probably be alright. Saying that, if you ever find yourself as a waterfaller, come and see me. Just don't go pestering me every time you praise your knee, eh? Of course, I do enjoy hearing tell of the gentleman's vogue with the women folk from time to time. That's the end of her speech, when she greets the new adventurer to Ulda. Ah, Jestana, sorry to keep you waiting. I was just providing guidance. I'm fresh off the carriage adventurer. But, of course, it's good to see you safe and well. To look at you, no one would ever guess that you've been hot at it with giants in the dark. You're every ilm the adventurer Miyun said you'd be, Jestana. The station master will be overjoyed when he hears the news. Oh, before I forget, there's a lass here who wants a word with you. Didn't actually know your name, but hearing her description, I knew who she meant right away. Etta. Thank you for sparing the time. I realize you don't know me, but I've been wanting to speak with you for a while now. My name is Etta. I'm an adventurer like you, though I'm not very good at being what is truth be told. Anyway, I was adventuring with my friends in Britannia when I'm sorry, we were in Britannia when the leader of our party was killed. His name was Aver, and he and I were to be wed in the spring. You may not remember him, but to say that he remembered you would be an understatement. His dignity was from stone to dust. He saw you for what you are, you see, an adventurer's adventurer, and swore that he would be like you one day. I believe that he would have succeeded, had a fiend not robbed him of the chance. Since that day I have thought long and hard about giving up adventuring. But when I think of the woman you are, of all that you've achieved, I find that I am inspired, just as Aver once was. And so I've decided to start again as an adventurer. I will go back to the village of my birth and begin my training anew. But I wanted to meet you first, to ask you your name. Jestana. Jestana Silvercoat. I shan't forget. Thank you, Jestana Silvercoat. I pray that we will meet again. Fare you well. Adventuring can be a cruel, bleeding business. The time was I didn't know why anyone would bother. When they first asked me to take charge of the guild here, I didn't want aught to do with you lot. Thought it'd be right pain in the arse looking after you all. But against her better judgment, I decided to accept the post, and I'm full glad I did. I feel privileged to be a part of your life. And that goes double for yours, Jestana. What did you say? You want to know about the Scions of the Seventh Dawn? Let's begin to move in earnest, then. Listen, Jestana, the Scions ain't no ordinary folk, and the work they do ain't no ordinary work. I know full well how capable you are, but even you would think twice about attempting some of the stuff they do. Knowing that, if you're still certain you want to get involved, I'll tell you what I can. Okay. Momodi is ready to tell you what she knows about the Scions of the Seventh Dawn. You want to know more then, do you? Well, that ain't that a surprise. I swear if I paid a certain dance on one door and limitless gold on the other, 9 out of 10 princesses would go to the first and the other 4 wouldn't be able to choose on account of being no god. Anyway, don't say I don't want you. First of all, you're wondering whether you could trust these Scions of the Seventh Dawn. individuals like you, Jestana. I've been given news to tell you where to find the prize, but you must come to take this information for yourself. You can probably imagine something in Eorze's enemies is very much like to know. Sign for headquarters in Vesper Bay, out in western Panoan. The place you're looking for is called the Wakened Sands. Give your name to whoever's at the entrance and you'll be let in. You're a woman in demand, Jestana, and the days ahead promise to be busy, but I hope you won't forget about them to help make you into the adventurer you are. Drop in and tell them how you're faring from time to time. You hear? Right, well, I've said my piece. Off you go. Okay, now the thing about Vesper Day is there isn't an asteroid there. So, whoops, not bad. Good. I'm gonna take a pull there. Because we've already been there.
would think you not to sneak up on me like that. Now please, be advised that this is private property. Unless you have pertinent business here, I must ask you to... Here's at the behest of Jestana? My sincerest apologies. May I please have your name? Silvercoat. Stella Silvercoat. Ah, there you are. I bid you welcome to the Winking Sands, headquarters of the Scions of the Seventh Dawn. My name is Sitaru, and I look forward to assisting you during your time with us. The antecedent is within the solar. I shall let him know to expect you. Here we go. This is an instance area, so you'll never see other players here. It will only be my player, my character. So, rather than go where I'm supposed to, we're gonna go this way. Who are these people? I had a dream like any other myself, then it became something more. When I spoke of it to others, they directed me here. Do you have one too? Huh. The receptionist is something else. She pretends to know how small she's written the names in her roll. I couldn't make out a single one, no matter how hard I tried. Sorry, just trying to make idle conversation. This whole affair has me all worked up. For sure there was some sort of scam, but they were rounding up hapless adventurers for some nefarious end. But now that I've seen the facilities for myself, I must confess it looks legitimate. The antecedent made me an offer I couldn't refuse. Said that if I joined, I'd get to fight against the Primals and the Imperials both to my heart's content. I know I could have got the same by enlisting one of them grand companies, but I've never been partial to sleep, if you know what I mean. So, male miqo'te, they do sit like that instead of sitting properly on the ground. And female elf. And then of course, male here. He's a Highlander. Okay. There we go. I take it you are Jestana Silvercoat. Taru sent word that you had arrived. Lady Manfilia has eagerly awaited your coming. This way, please.
So you're the adventurer of whom I've heard so much.
Hello.
Well met, friend. My name is Minfilia, and I lead the Scions of the Seventh Dawn. I have awaited your coming. Please, be at ease. You are among friends here.
Hello.
No doubt you are ripe to burst with questions. But have patience. All will be revealed in time. First, let me begin by telling you who we are and what we do. We are the Scions of the Seventh Dawn, an order that transcends political boundaries. Our single objective is the preservation of the future of Eorzea. Among our gravest concerns are the godlike beings known as the Primals. Their existence is a bane upon Eorzea, nay, the world at large, and we have striven to find a lasting solution to the threat they pose. Our order is home to a number of individuals who, like you, possess a rare and special talent. This talent takes various forms, but one holds particular interest for us. Tell me, have you ever experienced a sudden, inexplicable loss of consciousness? Have you ever had the sensation of being pulled away from reality? Felt as though you were hovering in space, a mind without a body?
Yes.
All these things are the manifestations of your talent. Yours is the power to transcend the boundaries of the soul, a power known as the Echo. The Echo allows you to pass through the walls of a man's soul and hear the resonations of his past. You will be there in his memories and see things as he saw them. You may even interact with that which you see, though you cannot change the outcome of events. For another blessing, the Echo will enable you to know a man's mind even if you cannot comprehend his words. In short, The Echo is a truly extraordinary power, and this power is strong within you. It is only a shame that we cannot use it whensoever we choose. That's right. I too possess the Echo. With that established, let us return to the subject of the primals. So long as they exist, the realm cannot take so much as a single step towards true peace. Measures must be taken. Measures which transcend boundaries, be they of faction, race, language, or creed. And to do so, the Scions require the aid of those with our talent. Make no mistake, the Echo will be instrumental in dealing with the primal threat. Without it, we cannot hope to save the realm. I know not what it is you desire for yourself, nor what it was that first brought you to Eorzea. But I firmly believe that the power we possess was given to us for a purpose. Why else would the gods entrust man with a gift so extraordinary, if not to have him use it? And so I implore you, lend us your power.
One moment. Almost. I was snacking on something. I took a really big bite just as the voice part finished. Naturally, your aid will not go unrewarded. We are fortunate to have a number of influential allies, and at a word from me, they will gladly afford you certain privileges that might otherwise be denied you. The right to employ retainers, for example. Are you familiar with them? They are individuals who may be relied upon to manage your assets and belongings on your behalf. The papers you requested, my lady. Thank you, Tataru. The pleasure is mine, my lady. By way of a welcoming gift, I have taken the liberty of adding your name to the retainer's registry. As of now, you are entitled to employ the services of a retainer. You will need to consult the retainer miqo'te regarding the particulars of this arrangement, but believe me when I say that retainers will prove invaluable to you in your adventuring endeavors. Let this gesture serve as evidence of our commitment to do all in our power to facilitate your personal objectives. In return, we ask that you aid us to the fullest extent of your talents. A mutually beneficial relationship, I am sure you will agree, and one which serves the greater good besides. Well, that was a veritable lecture, was it not? Forgive me, but it is important that all concerned are aware of what is expected of them. Now you know our purpose and what we can offer you. I invite you to consider joining us. When you have come to a decision, you may tell me without fear of censure. In good faith, I shall entrust you with our order's password, which our members use to reach each other when afield. It is Wild Rose. Pray, keep it safe. Keep it secret. Keep it safe. Okay, hiring a retainer. Retainers are helpful NPCs who can be hired by players to carry out such tasks as storing excess skill and gear or selling unwanted items on the market. They may also be sent afield on ventures. A contract of service can be drafted by Fredwib in Luzominta, Parnell in Gridania, Chitabi in Ulza, Pernilla in Ishgard, or Kazachi in Kugane. We Scions have but one objective, to safeguard the future of Eorzea. Among our greatest concerns are the godlike beings known as the primals. Long have we striven to find a lasting solution to the threat they pose. I know you not what it is you desire for yourself, nor what it is that first brought you to Eorzea. I firmly believe that the power we possess was given to us for a purpose. Pray consider this when you give me your answer, Jestana.
I take it you will help us. Wonderful! I knew you wouldn't let us down. But come, I would introduce you to your friends in the Order. Tell me, does the name Sharlayan ring any bells? It used to be one of Eorzea's 6 city-states, and was situated in the northwest of Aldenard. The Sharlayans were the keepers of wisdom both old and new. Their mastery over magic and ether was unsurpassed, and even the Garleans knew to fear them. Among their number, there were a noble few who devoted their lives to safeguarding the future of Eorzea. When the realm began its descent into chaos, and their countrymen fled for the motherland, they alone chose to remain here. These noble men and women were called the Archons. Those same brave souls stand before you now. The masked woman is Ida, and beside her is Popalimo. The two are charged with surveying the Twelveswood.
If you start Gridania, they're the ones you meet in Silverstola.
Hello there.
Welcome!
Okay, my turn to introduce someone. That there is Thancred.
He is our man here in Ul'dah, Jewel of the Desert.
And he's who you meet if you start in Thanos.
Welcome to the team.
Now let's send Jaffe does his voice. For now.
If I may, the lovely maiden beside me is named Y'shtola. Limsa Lominsa has the pleasure of being under her care.
Greetings. I have been expecting you.
Yeah, each of them have unique dialogue if you met them first. They're the ones who recruited you.
Last but not least is Urianger, who presides over all affairs within these halls. Pray seek him out whenever you have questions.
Dawn may banish even the darkest night. The words of a dear friend. I'm glad of our meeting.
If you know who Dean Emery is, he's the one doing Urianger's voice. Oh my god. Ah!
At the Battle of Carteneau, our leader was taken from us. But we did not stray from our purpose. We sought out Minfilia and others with her talent, and together established the Scions of the Seventh Dawn.
Along with the Archons, those blessed with the Echo play a pivotal role in our endeavor to forge a brighter tomorrow for the realm. Oh, I should also introduce you to Tataru, our clerk. She ensures that everything runs smoothly.
Pleased to make your acquaintance.
In time, I hope you will come to think of us as family.
Yeah, with the next expansion after A Realm Reborn, Heavensward, they recast a lot of most of the voice cast.
But without further ado, I would assign you your first task. Urianger, have the documents arrived from the students of Baldessian?
Aye, my lady. They arrived but recently.
We have received a request for aid from the Immortal Flames. Thancred, would you do the honors?
It would be my pleasure. Some days ago, a crystal caravan registered to Amagina and Sons mineral concern was waylaid and divested of its cargo. But there is more. Within a bell of the robbery, several people were reported missing from the shantytown outside the city.
At a glance, one would assume the involvement of bandits, kidnappers, and coincidence. Such crimes are hardly uncommon. and the immortal flames deal with their like almost every day. However, this time we have reason to believe that a primal is involved.
Aye, the evidence left behind implicates the Emulja, who are known worshippers of Ifrit. If we then consider the objects that were taken, there is no room left for doubt. The crimes were committed in the name of a primal.
That you may better understand the nature of our struggle with the primals, I would have you play the leading role in this investigation.
Okay.
You have my thanks. If there is aught you wish to know, I recommend you speak with Thancred. He is well versed in the affairs of Ul'dah.
Ever at your service, fair lady.
Thancred is a bit of a flirt at first. Stuff goes down and not so much a flirt. Through this first mission, you will come to understand the nature of our struggle with the primals. The realm may appear well on its way to recovery, but reality paints a far bleaker picture. The truth is out there, Jestana, and I'd have you discover it for yourself. Ready to begin, are we? That's the spirit. So then, your mission is to investigate a crystal robbery and a spate of abductions. Crimes which we believe to be connected. Assuming we are correct, it is likely that any discoveries we make in relation to one will further our understanding of the other. Now, since the attack on our caravan, our friends at Amagina and Sons Mineral Concern have doubled security over all of their shipments. In light of this, it is my judgment that the abductions should be our priority. According to our preliminary findings, the majority of the missing were last seen in the vicinity of Camp Drybone, so that would seem a fine place to begin. A fellow by the name of Isambard serves as the camp's de facto leader. Pay him a visit and see that he gives us his full cooperation. Now you understand why I took the time to tune to the Aetherite in Camp Drybone. Okay, let's see. Before I leave, look around here a bit more. Hello. Our organization, the Scions of the Seventh Dawn, was formed through the union of two separate entities. The first was comprised of Charlian natives such as myself, and is called the Circle of Knowing. The second, made up of individuals that share your rare gift, was known as the Pact of the 12. The terrible events that ushered in the Seventh Temporal Era taught us that only together may we stand against the evil that seeks to consume us. Hey, you look kind of familiar. Don't mind me, laugh. I'm just here to deliver a shipment. Now, where do I go? Why don't any of these folks know who I am? I swear, I was one of them Scions of the Seventh Dawn, only we didn't have such a fancy name back then, and the headquarters was in a far more convenient location. At least I think it was. Or is my mind playing tricks on the scars was wrong with me? Why can't I remember it more clearly? Here? Nope. So this boy's guardian blood in him. Can't say I'm surprised. Everyone knows what happens when a city is sacked, even if the bards choose to omit that part. But Ironval shouldn't be pitied. Boys like him have a clean slate and opportunity to write their own story, free of the ties that bind the common man. They say that those of us who have seen the dream are chosen, that we have within us the seed of greatness, and we could be heroes. Even me, an Alamegan half-breed, cast out when his mother could no longer stand the sight of him. A half-breed who once took the banditry just to eat. I am sure I'm just brimming with heroic potential. Robberies and disappearances, the Emulja are the most likely culprit, wouldn't you agree? Then again, this is Denaland. One cannot discount the possibility that moneyed interests are involved. What did all those ghosts? Oh. What the heck are you doing over here? Can't click on this. Morning rose, see southern sunrise, divine order bold. Royals, spawn corpses rise. Thus the divine chronicle circumstances of this herald age. The realms oft shudder and swift, and the dawn lie cowering beneath the stifling blanket of night. We abide, and we await the coming of the unborn heir of sea, the light which shall pierce the growling darkness. This place is called the Waking Sands, and it's our headquarters. It used to be somewhere else, you know, but then a bunch of things happened and we ended up here instead. While there are others who possess the echoes and are near as strong as you with the power, and there are extremely high expectations of you. That was, very, very simplistic explanation, Kita. Okay. Anything for you, Charo? Jestana, how goes it? All's well here. At least on the bookkeeping front, anyway. Yeah. Right. So much quicker since I don't have to run here. And it's raining in the desert. I mean, it does happen. I'm in Zamara, taking such for missing folk, I take it. Ventilated work and the adventure fitting your description would be along. She also wanted to be wearing the mask, considering next to include focus aren't wearing it. Now, I've had an awful potential at this camp, but the people here have come to look to me for leadership. Get my word that I'll do all I can to help see the victim safe in return. So, I now have when I use them, will take me back to that survey. Let's just get right to it then. Since Billion is an object culprit in all this, we would be well to investigate it first. My time has been levied on these lads by a mob their hands. A flames burn where they might, but their light cannot stay the justice in all places at all times. There have been brutal murders and callers of the church and faces on my landline. Innocents wish no more than to pay their respects to the dead. The poor souls deserve a proper burial. I was seeking to see before Mongols have consent, but I know not if the Maldives still linger. Would you take care of the remains, my friend? You will find them on the eastern road. God willing, you may even come to learn something of what the Maldives seek in this area. I'm not sure how much longer I'm gonna go. Let's see how long that butt lasts. Okay, so this purple ring, I think this is a purple. But that means when I step inside, we're going to be attacked. Go. It's good to see you again. Were you able to secure the remains of our fallen? This spoonful appears to have been routed by Malta before the beginning. Well, several persons besides. But pretty soon back proper to the edge, their souls will find their way across the other side. So you will be now then, what is it Malta? To see it and show you that you must be approximately based on the skill of person, and to take the glory away. Ah, so there were Malta and the natural. I guess I stand far from the low born experience. All the stuff. But something more to it. The more miles from waiting time, but not enough for people to be seen. The total is species, and the country is too much, so not to drag in the roof and burn out another. But please, help me. I've been about every day. I mean, if one was so, if it were one among them, how would it discuss who may be accepted? I'll recommend some of these episodes, not like you're not on this. Oh, wait a minute. This guy, Rack. Ugh. Well, gods be damned, you're that bloody adventurer who threatened me back in Ul'dah. What in the seven hells do you want with me now? A few words scrawled in code by his invited driver. You've read. Yours next. Folk around here is where they come. Hook and tail and run if you so much as pass wind here. Played them all for fools and coaxed them oddly now that some of them have them ideas. If anything, they're even more honest than before. Well, all these appearances. You can go talk to them yourself if you don't believe me. Like that guy from the first moment I met him, but he is not improved. Welcome back, Jestana. Have you learned aught of info? I see. I suppose I should have expected as much from this. Well, another thought occurred to me in your absence. How am I supposed to have nothing with the servant of the religious belief? How if they speak freely to their gods, then the person may know something. Get up a moment. Their gods, we would know better than Jestana of the Church of the Adama Ladama. It is a small and humble church down to northwestern here. And so long as your head then, that is a little bit impossible. A mortgage request, I got must be born to burial and it doesn't know any more than me. It does. You barely met me. You got a man named Mark. Attend to the graves of the living. He will tell you where the body is at. Hey there. Why are you wearing goggles? I am Mark, yes? Body? Oh, of course. But there are so many bodies to see. I apologize. This is the thing at the moment. Mr. Gray to top the roof. Take the path and lay him to rest there. There it is. Walk with the Dolls Road. But, listen, people, I'm afraid I cannot help you. But maybe Sister Orson can. She has been kind to me. Everyone has been so kind. Don't know why, though, pardon me, you'll have to find Sister Orson within the church walls. I hear you have done us this service of burying a fallen soul. Please accept our gratitude and extend it to Isambard when next you see him. You seek knowledge of missing Dryphone inhabitants? It is true I am closer to the people than any other of the Order. Confide in them and they in me. When they wish to speak to the Keeper Thal, I am the medium through which they do. Should I learn anything pertinent, I will be sure to share the information with you. I only wish Nox would be more helpful in the matter. I pray he did nothing to offend. He saw terrible things during the calamity. His scars run deep. Indeed, he seems to now prefer the company of the dead over the living. While tragic, I feel such behavior ill befits the church. I received word not long ago that one of our recent visitors, a man called Thancred, I believe, took offense at his conduct. Let's have words with Mark, and soon. Quick way down. Jumping. Thank you, Jestana. Apparently there is no reason to make you divided as a stranger. You're able to learn all of the amazing accomplishments. You've been keeping yourself rather busy of late, haven't you, Jestana? A pleasure, my dear Isengard. The name is Thancred, and I share a passion with you and I am good friend here for learning what has become of these missing persons in the world. I too spoke with them just more times than I care to count. There seems to be some truth to this notion of the comic book speaking of this disability that doesn't service for the world. Frustration, terror, panic, I should please send down closed doors away from high and light. Who better to take the highest one away than she who takes possession? With Sister Orson herself. Orson? She wouldn't. She couldn't. Even the most beautiful birds are sexual, my friend, and you would be wise to keep an eye on the good bird. Silk, let's keep a mind. Hey, come on. I swear to the club, I've seen that face elsewhere before. Isn't garbage and stuff because it's around things like it. Not me. Well, she is close to travel to the bar on her own. There's nothing in common with speaking to the children. It's that no, do not could it? I grow weary of these suspicions. I know there's one time in particular that keeps haunting. Who suggested for it? The sun is curious to come up doing something for him about lately activities. Okay, so there is not an insert in the Golden Bazaar. If there was, I would have looked into it. So, since I had the bright idea of picking up the chocobo for there, we will do that. Help! Sister Orson went all on her own and hasn't come back. She always gives me right about Saul and the order and the other side. The ruler lost my anything and she went looking for it. So why so long she's outside Hester? Please, find her. Well, we found her, but that support system is going to have to fight. Did it really just again? He's still to the south? Yes. Well, I was able to find his last ticket, but it doesn't given him by his mother before she passed. I'll see if takes me back to him. Okay, report to Isengard. Honestly, I don't teleport this often when I'm playing on my own, but, you know, trying to save time. I will secure a room with potential hits to require any guest. This is an immense responsibility. I don't want you and giving me that. Definitely not the activity. Thanks for the help. I'm real glad I was there to get in here because it was but now on to the right hand. Thank you for looking for you once more. That means that you will be waiting at the Malta Acceptance in the South. Pray that you are able to recover some of the Ah, there you are, Jestana. So good of you to come. Indeed, I've heard all about good Sister Orson and so far said her wounds were serious. She must have fixed herself before Rose and was cleared. But false as they were, perhaps my suspicions were not entirely without merit. The stolen Sister Orson near the Golden Bazaar, a band of Amalgate caught my eye. I tracked them as far as this encampment, but, well, others say that I would best prefer to keep my distance to remain here. This, of course, brings me to why I request with you, Sister Summer. Would you be so kind as to take a look inside? Why me, instead of you? So, to be fair, I am, like, double their level, so they're not even attacking me. And yes, I knew exactly where it was for a reason. Just that I was in on me. So, I guess that's why I need to open. Because I don't look them entirely. Honestly, but that's because I have this and bonus. So, did anything tickle your fancy? Truly split. A great book of parchment found at the Malta encampment in eastern Genoa. This leaflet seems a wealth of knowledge to the haunt of your children. It looks to be some sort of assembly to provide the poor with work. The lettering atrocious, is it not? And these bits about Malval seem somewhat less than steady. Quite a hard to believe when I'm on the order, anyway. We'll take this to the inn at Camp Dragon. Let's see what Sister Orson makes of it. Way back. Camp Dragon again. Let's see what Sister Orson makes of this leaflet. My pleasure comes again. What's that over on the stage? What is this? Now, when I speak of my practice at all. This is not made by any true brother of the Chosen Order. Of that I can assure you. Come to think of it, weeks ago, the church was placed by Mrs. Garnet. Is some of these working as a priest in order to the holy people? Taking Jestana, our culprit pretends to be a priest who lies turning to deception. There's no doubt an irony in there somewhere. But I suspect we have a worthy adversary on our hands. I shall consider how best to handle it. For now, tell Isambard what we have learned here. I'm afraid I have not seen any unusual activity, nor have any of this captivity caused Southern, but unless we can identify the culprit, we soon more anything to fall victim. Do not despair, Priscilla, my friend. An idea occurs to me. Our suspect has been present at the priest, using leaflets bearing false promises to lure the poor. Let Jestana and me serve with like, but closing as an ardent souls in need of succor. I dare to hope this will yield us the answer to seek. It will be a dangerous undertaking to speak to a more capable of international foes. I'm not positioned in a battle, but I can't try the garment over the sky. These old tunics and swamps should serve your needs, so long as you don't mind the smell and the stain. People said very well. You have my death. Darling, still to lay the foundation for a little boy. We must make it quite enough that more fragrance of a lot is down. I can't have desperate for coin. want you to don the old garment with the blood, dress and beg for work around the castle. Before long, you fall asleep and catch wind in the princess. I also feel like just changing out here in the middle of the place the way you go over to the end. Do it out in the open where anyone can see it. We're not going to be fighting, so it's okay. Now they're all, these icons were all dead before and now they're not. Actually, because there was Zema, the ward, it has to come to purchase with the honey of children. Zema is the people of the sun and goddess of inquiry, all is laid dead, and the light of her divine countenance. Open thy heart to this light he had, and thou shalt want for naught till the end of days. About to get to the good part. Looking for work today? Sorry, but we don't have any openings. I'll get out of here so I can finish my story. Rude? And you, another recipe that I like to do. Immortal flame something. There was no fun for your life. Be gone and see so you don't make a nuisance of yourself. But keep your own tag out by that very conduit driver. One more. Down here. Greetings, madam. Is there aught I might assist you with? Oh, hopefully there is. I'm afraid our wares are very expensive. Perhaps you should rejoin your fellows down at the pond near the sandgate. And though we were unable to attack their daily stresses, we were able to limit the core have a commune by a pond near the sandgate to the east of here. The eyes of the authorities do not reach that place. Clever idea, so spiritually in a way happen things. Let's just go there and wait for the tiny creature coming off with aid and comfort. Let's just say, don't need to remain in disguise. We're a high enough level that wandering about without not because of fear won't be a problem. There he is. Well, he's in disguise now too. And this is finally just because I don't see other poor people here. Fine evening for catching false street, wouldn't you say? You just absolutely smashing the summer. Tried to put these dress for deception. All the stuff finished to wait for our quarry to appear. Holy excellent. This is so intimate. Well, there's no way at all. Who are you? What do you want? Yes, you, child, for I mean you no harm. I'm the priest of the Order of Nobdal, and I come to offer you justice. At least this is that there are teachings of Nob. Trust to them, and they will surely set you free. The shackles are clinging you. I've done an offer, but I'm afraid I must decline. On account of that atrocious performance, you would have made a cock-buckle mummer on this. And what? How did you know? You bastard tricked me. Please don't hurt me. I'm only doing it to protect my people. That's so. You continue. Yes, very well. I'm the man of the Golden Bazaar, raised there as not born. Some moons ago, when all the rage began, they would appear sudden as a sandstorm and thunder and pillars at will. And defenders couldn't stand against it. He was so rough, everyone lived in fear. I wanted to save my people, but being the merchant was all I knew. And so I did the only thing I must have could. I approached the Maza and hoped to broker a deal. In return for sparing the Golden Bazaar, they made the outrageous one. Demands of what kind, pray tell? First of all, they wanted a schedule for Christmas shipments from the Nanoam Heights. For this, I brought one of the workers to listen to it. Next, I wanted to bring them people, so I posted the priest who were in the bauble into the Moses de Malta. I didn't have a choice. Protecting one's home is a noble thing, but at the cost of innocence, you could have exaggerated immortal claims that you did not. I suspect you are not telling me the full story. What made you sell out your own people? Speak! The rule was good. What did you say? That coin was good, and I could sell more meat for 4 times enough to do the fraction of what your Malta paid me. You sacrificed innocence so you could line your own pocket? Words fail to express the contempt I feel for you. Spare me your contempt. If you want to blame someone for the mess the world's in, then blame yourself for the cost. Not you again. Were you the one making the immortal pledge to skull roost to the enemy as well? Spit it out. No, I know nothing about that, I swear it. At this stage, I'm rather disinclined to believe aught that leaves your mouth. But no matter, there'll be time enough to learn the truth. Jestana, be here and take one of these developed and then Billy with you. I shall price everything I can out of this boat. The duchies are still somewhere out there. Our strongest priority is to rescue them. Okay, we're gonna pause here with the other two. There's some things I want to do before I stop for the day. Yep. So we are actually gonna go to Jestana. You said no once. Why are you up at inviting me again? Oh, wait. Let's talk to her first. Greetings. I take it you've come to see me about a retainer. Hire a retainer. According to our records, you may hire up to 2 retainers. Currently, you have no retainers and you're employed. While customizing your retainer, you'll be unable to communicate with players that engage in other activities. Hire a retainer? Yes. Excellent. There's quite a few men and women on our list, so I invite you to decide the retainer you desire, down to the most minute detail. So basically, you can create a retainer. So I thought about who to create as a retainer, and so I decided to create Jestana. So this is the original, my main character, as if you will, hairstyle. This is actually her original hairstyle that she had at the start, but this like the way they look. So this is what Jestana looks like now. So we are actually gonna save that. I can think of several retainers that are exactly as you described. Oddly enough, they have strikingly different personalities. If you would be so kind as to state a preference, it would be most helpful. Right? Very well, I have just individual in mind. When someone with retainer will speak to just so. I hope your cat call is not one of disapproval. And when dismissed, this retainer will bid you farewell just so. Goodbye for now, madam. No. I was just thinking of you. You don't want to be with me anymore? No. Ready when you are. Gosh, this is a tired. Curiosity called the cat. What do you have for me today? And the master's away, the cat will say, oh, I like that. Yes, okay. Excellent. It is also customary to give a retainer an appellation of one's own making. A nickname, as it were. We find this deepens the bond between our clients and their retainers. So I'm actually going to use the nickname. One moment, please, while I got the proper documentation. Congratulations, Jestana is now in your employ. Sending your new retainer is in nearby bound. If you have any further questions or requests, please do not hesitate to ask. Retainers. Summoning bells are used to call forth any retainers you have in your employ. Retainers are helpful NPCs who can be hired by players to maintain items and guilds, as well as place goods up for sale in the market. Once you have been given approval to hire a retainer, speak with Bridget, Minso, Parnell, and Vidania to copy in Ulda, Pinella in Iskar, or Kazaki in Sudani. Retainer training tasks. Once a retainer is summoned, you can entrust them with skill or items, as well as have them put enchanted items up for sale in the market. Additionally, you can also summon them field on benches. To entrust an item or to retrieve an item from your retainer, simply drag it from one inventory window to the other. To transfer guild, select on the guild transfer button to open a separate window. To entrust stackable items that are identical to those already possessed by your retainer, select the entrust duplicates button. Curiosity called the cat. What do you have for me today? That's what I wanted. Okay, so basically you can store stuff that you don't want to keep in your inventory. These are all crafting that I'm instructing to her. And that's it. So, you also have in order to send your retainer on ventures like we suggested, you need to do a minor quest, and then you can hire them. You can choose a job for them to do. But they can only do a job that you have unlocked. So at this point, if I wanted to have her do a job, I would have to, the only job she could do for me would be Arcanist. But Jestana is my main character, is my main SF-14 character, and I have a whole backstory worked out for her. And while being an Arcanist is part of it, her main job is Archer, later Bard. So, what I'm going to do is unlock that on Jestana and work on that a bit.
not on stream. I will unlock the pillow on stream so you can see how that works. And then I will do front logs and level job off stream. Because it's going to be very boring to run around, to watch me run around killing behind targets. Yes, I'm sure some people would enjoy that, but it feels kind of silly to me. I am finishing this quest with a set of but before I actually finish the quest, we're going to go and unlock the structure. The nice thing about here I have this is available to any class in the play. So whether I am an Arcanist or an Archer, I would be able to wear all the gear. It's not ideal for an Archer, but it would certainly be an Archer. Greetings, adventurer, and welcome to the Archer's Guild. It is here that archers the realm over gather to master the bow, to engage the enemy from a distance, ever seeking to alter the course of battle with a single well-placed arrow. If you have a mind to become an archer, then you have come to the right place. Do you wish to join our race? Yes. Marvelous, then allow me to enlighten you on the history of both our art and the guild. The bow is an ancient tool that has existed since before our grand nation came into being. As an implement of war and hunting foe, it protects us from our enemies even as it keeps us fed and clothed. Archery of practice in Virginia was one of two distinct styles of bowmanship. The first was devised by the longbow hunters of the Elizon, who once ruled the lowlands, while the second belonged to the sharp-bow hunters of the formerly nomadic miqo'te. As you will doubtless be aware, both races ultimately came to call this conflict home. Though the two people began as rivals, they gradually learned to live together in harmony. During their time, they learned from one another, their two schools of archery and movement to give birth to the art as it is known today. But this wouldn't have been possible were it not for the Trappers Guild. The guild was established in order to promote sustainable hunting and cooperation within the hunting fraternity at large. As a happy consequence of this union, the guild's members could engage in friendly contests with skill. Inspired by such competitions, a handful of their members began to focus on perfection as opposed to mere practicality, transforming a skill into what may be termed an art. These individuals would go on to form a guild of their own. I, the Archer's Guild, where men and women gathered to attain mastery over the bow. More than a few members of the class have produced their first arrow within these very warm halls. And that's, my friends, the brief history of archery in Virginia. Doubtless you are more eager than ever to take up the bow. It would be my pleasure to recommend you to our guildmaster. You must receive her permission if you wish to join us. If you would excuse me a moment, I shall speak with the relevant lists are offended. Pray speak to me again in a short while. So, are you resolved to join the Archer's Guild? Look in your eyes to seek for permission. It would be my pleasure to refer you to Guildmaster Lucienne. Lest you worry unduly, Lucienne is an affable and kind-hearted woman. Even those not of the guild have been known to seek her counsel on various matters, and ever have they been given fair hearing. Lucienne awaits you in the training area yonder. Present yourself before her and impress upon her your desire to join the guild. The world isn't clear when viewed down an arrow's shaft, but an archer must think of more than just the target. It was my people, the Elizon, who gave rise to the noble tradition of archery. To see it thus parodied by outsiders, which is an outrage. Okay, not. Greetings, adventurer. I am told you wish to join our ranks. I am Lucienne, the master of the Archer's Guild, and I bid you welcome. Our doors are open to all who have the will to learn. Allow me to explain the basics of our art and offer you a foretaste of that which we teach the members of our guild. The bow's greatest advantage is its range. Unlike those arms used in other disciplines of war, it allows one to strike at the enemy from afar. Though the bow may not boast the destructive force of a sword or spear,
Its myriad strategic applications more than compensate for this shortcoming. An experienced archer can immobilize an enemy by striking a leg or sap its strength with a poisoned arrow. Rise to become a virtuoso of archery and a veritable deluge of death will be yours to rain down upon your foe. By fighting from a distance, you can better assess the battlefield and thereby determine the most advantageous course of action. This is of paramount import, as our role in battle is to exploit the enemy's weakness. With the requisite placement and timing, but a single arrow may serve to turn the tide. To this end, the guild seeks to instill a discerning eye within its members, that they might learn to strike at vulnerability swiftly and surely. Now, any halfwit can bend the foe, but it is no simple undertaking to become a skilled archer. Must be prepared for a long and arduous journey. Are you resolved to complete that journey? Yes. That is well. From this moment forth, you may consider yourself one of our number. Now, lend me your hunting log, if you wish. I shall add to the names of such creatures as will provide a fitting talent to an archer. And to help you on your way, I bestow upon you the short bow. Arm yourself with your new weapon and then speak to me again. I would have you undertake a trial to gauge your fitness to join your guild. Ta-da! You have unlocked a new class. You can change to this class at any time by equipping the weapon received from this quest. When changing classes, gear sets will allow you to register and save your equipment. You may then use them to switch between classes instantly without the need to manually equip weapons or equipment. A button for the gear set interface is located in the upper portion of the character window. Changing classes. Your main weapon determines your current class. Changing classes is as easy as equipping a different type of weapon or tool to your main and slot. When playing more than one class or job, gear sets allow you to save several different combinations of equipment and swap them at your leisure. A button for the gear set interface is located in the upper portion of the character window. Okay. And here's our bow, equipped, and we're going naked. Ah! Recommended gear. Quickly! There we go. The reason I put it there, not right underneath the one for archery. You have changed your new battle class. Possessing a burden of leveling multiple distinct types of war magic classes, an experience point bonus known as the armory bonus is added when enemies who participate in this game. This bonus grows larger the greater the discrepancy between your current level and the level of your highest class. Use this to your advantage when deciding when and how to raise secondary classes. Ah yes, the bow becomes your Jestana. Now before proceeding any further, I must indicate your innate aptitude for archery. To this end, I hereby assign you the following trials. Slay squirrels, ladybugs, and funguars that roam just beyond the city gates. 3 of each should suffice. In so doing, you will prove your fitness to join the Archer's Guild. It goes without saying that you must do so using your bow. Report back to me when the task is accomplished. Go now, Jestana, and earn your place within these halls. That is how you learn a new job. So basically, since I have the hunter's log already, when I killed these, when I kill these creatures, then I will automatically get credit for the hunting log. Once I finish this quest, then I'm going to stop for the day. I don't know why they give them such short skirts. Welcome back, Jestana. Assuming you have successfully completed the trial. You have proven yourself worthy of a place within these halls. This is the pleasure that I need an archer of the guild. As heroes of the past, let us together strive for the greater mastery of our art. Now, although you may be a member of the Archer's Guild, know that your seniors will not follow you with personal attention. It's up to you to seek out the experience you need to grow as an archer. By way of a first step, I encourage you to practice proper technique. Use arrow after arrow for your first attention to form, until the movement becomes second nature. When growing your bow strings become as active to you as drawing breath, you will consider when you become as fast as an arrow. Return to me, go well, my apprentice. And such a punch will be available to you again upon the use of the fly. It's already happened. So, okay, let me know. I'm going to stop for this. Guide has the quest that will allow us to send the thing or something. I'm not going to pick it up at the moment because we know when we're the level for that. I mean, I could have with Arcanist, but why Stop inviting me! Okay. I guess because technically it's after here, it doesn't consider it upgrade. But you can still equip it even if it's not recommended. Because it's still an upgrade, it's still better than this. What was it? Oh, that's the thing. Huh, interesting. Anyway. So that is it for today. Thank you all for joining me. If you're watching this on YouTube, please like, share, comment, subscribe, all that fun stuff. Make sure to drink water, eat food, take a nap, take your meds, take a shower, go to the bathroom. Whatever you need to do for self-care, go do it. And I'll see you next time. I should be back on Wednesday with World of Warcraft doing the latest raid in story mode. That is supposed to be available by then. And then more FF14 next weekend. So take care, everyone. Bye.